This episode of Heather's Do Vegas is proudly sponsored by Valley Girl Shop. Valley Girl Shop isn't just a brand, it's a whole vibe. Founded by a true San Fernando Valley native, Valley Girl celebrates the bold, confident spirit of Valley girls everywhere, from the Las Vegas Valley to Phoenix and LA. At Valley Girl Shop, you'll find more than just trendy clothes. You'll discover a full lifestyle. We're talking fun, expressive apparel, statement-making tumblers, sleek yoga mats, and must-have weekender tote bags that take you from brunch to beach in style. Whether you're repping your city or just living life with flair, Valley Girl has you covered. So wherever you are, poolside in Vegas, desert chic in Phoenix, or cruising the LA scene, embrace your inner Valley Girl. Let our collections inspire you to live boldly, dress confidently, and celebrate your unique vibe every day. Shop now at valleygirlshop.com. That's valleygirlshop.com.
You're listening to Heather's Do Vegas. Join your go-to duo for all things celebrity gossip, reality TV reviews, fashion tips, and of course, all the inside scoop on Sin City.
Hello and welcome to Heather's Do Vegas. I'm Heather Ashley.
Heather Nichole. Hi, Heather.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Let's talk about what I'm wearing really quick.
Let's see
First
it.
of all, it kind of looks like I'm in jail. Second of all, I want to tell you this is the only thing I'm going to do from this trend, okay? The only thing. Because I'm not going to have a bunch of fish bags and seashell earrings later on next summer and be like, why did I buy all this? Why is everybody wearing all that stuff?
Oh my gosh, cute. I like it. You look very like
Are you on
seaside.
board?
Yeah,
My one necklace.
I'm here. I'm here for it. I mean, I like a good sea themed jewelry. You can't go wrong. Can't go wrong with that, especially in the desert, right?
But I don't need a fish bag.
Right. Yeah, no fish bags.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, just one. It's just one statement piece. That's it.
Yep.
That's it. That's all you need. It says it all. My gosh. So what else have you been up to lately?
Just getting used to the hot weather that finally started. So we're all preparing to hibernate here in Las Vegas. In Vegas, that means bring a jacket wherever you go. I actually had friends in town from California, and they were like, they didn't have a jacket to eat at a restaurant in Vegas. I was like, gotta bring a jacket.
Yes, I know. It's shocking to the body when you're in the triple digits and then you go inside and sometimes just the AC is cranking and your body, it freezes and you've got to have a little jacket, little sweater. As a matter of fact, I keep in my car at all times two little sweatshirts. I even threw in a jean jacket. I took it out. I got to throw it back in there. But, it's like having water in your car. You
Yeah.
need to have some bottled water and a little jacket, a little cover up.
It was like one of those things where they're like, let's sit outside. Vegas people are like, you cannot sit outside.
Yeah, not now. No, I know. I've done a little traveling lately, and I got to tell you, one of the things that really stood out to me, well, there's a couple things, but when you fly commercial airline and you go through security, that's probably one of the most stressful things that I think human beings go through in kind of daily life is going through airport security. It never seems to get easier. I don't care how prepared I am, how easy my shoes are to come off, how quickly I can throw everything in the bins. It is still like a stressful experience.
It's not stressful to me. I know you always tell me not to joke with the TSA people, but.
Well, I did get kicked off a plane one time, so
yeah,
that's a tale for another time.
Mm-hmm.
But at any rate, so I was thinking, Millhouse. I was thinking about, remember a few episodes back, you were talking about your dilemma with Starbucks and remembering the 3 sizes of the drinks, right?
Yep.
So tall, grande, venti. And this is probably a half-baked idea. I haven't thought this completely through, but I thought, what if you, kind of like word association, you associate the size of the drink with like a man's height. And somehow, you can like correlate men and Starbucks coffee sizes. I don't know. I think I'm onto something.
Is the tall or small?
A tall is small.
So
the grande
is call the tall guys tall, short guys tall.
I mean, if it helps you remember, Gotta do what you gotta do.
I mean, that just empowers. I mean, they do all lie about their height.
That is true. That's true. All right. Well, anyway, moving on. What's your confession? You got something
Okay,
for me?
I feel like other people can feel the same way. It's not just me, but I am deathly, deathly afraid of eyelash curlers.
Curlers.
I cannot use one
Yeah.
of those things. I
Mhm.
can't even do the puff test at the eye doctor. If it's coming near
Uh,
my eye, I'm like incessantly blink.
yeah.
I'm like,
Oh,
can't do it.
oh, I hear you. Yes. I just recently had my eye exam, and whatever they say not to do, I do it.
Yeah.
Don't blink. What do
But
I
you
do? I
use
start
an
blinking.
eyelash curler, don't you?
Yeah. No, no, no. I don't. I actually never used an eyelash curler.
Oh my gosh, when you
Um,
see someone use them and their
yeah.
eyelashes are like up here and they're looking like two houses over because their eyes pulled that far open, I'm like, wow, this is just not pleasant for me.
No, yeah, crazy. I've had one used on me, but I have never owned one and done it on myself.
I'm like, don't come near me.
Yeah. Oh, well. All right. So my confession, it's going to be controversial. I'm sick and tired of Dolly Parton. I don't want to see Dolly Parton anymore. I don't want to see her on a TV screen. I don't want to see her in the freezer section. I don't want to see her in the dried goods section, in the housewares. I just don't. I'm done with her. I really am.
Yeah, I
She's a
can see that.
lovely, lovely human, a national treasure, but I, I'm tired of it. Every time I turn, I see Dolly Parton, and I just don't need to anymore. I just don't.
I know
Sorry.
she did a confession when, everyone's confessing their plastic surgery CCs. She just
Mm.
said hers, she's had $1 million worth, but she didn't confess her CCs. That would be quite
Ooh,
a bit.
$1 million on the rack.
That's what she said. So that must
Oh,
be,
wow.
I
Great.
think more than one, right?
Yeah, yeah. Go. I mean, what is there gold in there?
Or
Like diamonds?
it's
What
the
is she
Lord's
got?
work, right? I don't know what happens underneath it.
No, no. I hope maybe she's insured those. Be a
I
good
think she
idea.
has.
Yeah. All right. Pop culture, there's a lot going on. So we're going to try to hit on all this fun stuff. Eric El Musa of HGTV, the house flipper. So he got into a Vegas brawl recently with his dad, nonetheless. But hey, why not? I mean, if you're going to get into a Vegas brawl, I mean, you should have a parent with you. That would be my suggestion. So that's what he did, and they have some video of him in detainment. I didn't see any footage from inside the casino. Sounds like it was at the Venetian, and it had something to do with his dad. But hey, I don't know. I don't know if that goes toward character, if he's like a violent guy, but I
I
mean,
mean, I couldn't. I'm surprised they haven't released the video because, of course, there was video, right? But I know when I went to the Venetian, I went to brunch in I think it was 2021, right? When they opened Vegas back up. It was either late 2020. No, I think it was
mm,
2021. I could hear people. There was a fight the day before at the Venetian. I could hear people were openly making comments about other people. I heard one set of people make a comment about my shoes, and I'm like, I'm standing
oh,
right next to you. I could hear you. It was so insane. Like if I was
mhm,
with a man, I don't know. It was like I could see how people were getting in fights. I would assume it was something
mm,
similar, right? But it was at
okay.
11 o'clock at night, so
Yeah,
I don't think that
interesting.
was a sober confrontation.
Yeah, that place is usually really busy. It's buzzing around,
The Venetian is, and then you walk to the Palazzo and it's not as
and it's
busy.
slow. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's a different. It's kind of like
Even though they're
Win and
together.
Encore. Like
Yeah.
Win is always buzzing, and
Popping.
then as you go toward Encore,
Yeah.
it mellows out. Okay, so your girl Blake Lively, she had a big victory in court. That case got thrown out, Justin Baldoni's case. So she's feeling good, right? So we'll
I
see
mean,
what keeps happening there.
they're still trolling her online. So
Yeah,
I don't know. And
yeah.
I tried to like figure out what legal part of that they threw out, and it was pretty convoluted. It was hard to say that he
Mhm.
didn't prove his point, but
Yeah.
he can refile up until a certain date. But it looks like her and Taylor are done.
Yeah, yeah, I know. I know. I hate to see that friendship go awry, but you know how it is. Oh, so speaking of Blake Lively, when I was flying on Southwest, they have a good variety of movies to watch, and they had A Simple Favor as one of the options. I was like, what? I saw the second one recently. We talked about that. So I rewatched the first one, and um, there's a great theme in there that I think doesn't get the attention it deserves, and I wanted to bring it up. Blake Lively's character, she constantly is reminding Anna Kendrick's character. I can't remember what it is in the movie, what her name is in the movie, but she keeps reminding her to stop saying, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Just these little random, she'll be like, oh dear, don't forget to take off your sweat. Oh, I'm sorry. And women constantly do that.
Yeah.
I heard this brought up by a great podcaster years ago, and I thought it originated from her, but I think she actually stole it from this movie. And it's just a great reminder, like women in particular constantly say, I'm sorry, in the most just minuscule, irrelevant ways. And although you think it's meaningless, it's so unnecessary. Like you're passing someone through the bathroom door and like, oh, I'm sorry. Don't be sorry. And she reminds her in the movie, Blake Lively reminds her in the movie, stop saying I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You don't, there's no, pardon. There's other words you can use.
Like a courtesy laugh. It's a courtesy apology. It doesn't.
Yeah.
Automatic reply.
So, ladies, listen, and sometimes I got to tell you, especially when I'm at the gym, it happens so often. And I so many times want to say, don't be,
Yeah.
Don't be sorry. You're fine. You're fine. You're good. It's all good. All right. Rachel Zoe is joining Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Thoughts?
I mean, I was beyond pumped when I saw this because I can live on the way she speaks and her vocabulary alone. I think that makes us this close to getting Molly Sims on there, and she's one of my favorite people I follow on Instagram. She's got she's relatable. She's got famous friends. But then I read all the backlash coming out that Rachel's broke because her money's all tied up. Yeah, they said she had to sign on full time because her divorce is that bad.
She got that much money? Well, I'll tell you what, all her crap's over at Home Goods. It's cute. I have a few little bathroom accessories.
Oh, I didn't know she had home stuff.
Yeah. Oh, girl. My gosh, she got towels, sheets.
Her jewelry was really Art Deco. It came and went.
Yeah. I mean, she's doing all kind. I mean, she's got just as much crap out there as Hello Kitty.
Well, then the money must all be tied up and they can't spend it.
I don't know.
But I mean, nonetheless, it's her. She's an enigma to me because first of all, I'm always looking at her going, number one, her hair, is that her real hair? It's so long. Number two, she wearing a sequin to the grocery store. And not just a sequin, like a full maxi dress, which those are those don't really exist unless you're pulling from some archives that I've never heard of. Number three, she's got like 6-inch heels on underneath the sequin maxi. And with a fur sole, I'm like, how is she doing this? She's just a marvel.
Yeah, she's the caftan queen.
I'm excited. Diamond, the Art Deco here and the Art Deco here and here.
I'm excited. She's a good addition, and I'm hearing nothing but just great things. Everyone's excited for her. And I do. Oh my God, I love the way she talks. Yes. How can I adopt that? I need to speak. Bananas. Yes. Oh, man. Dying. Cheryl Burke. Do you remember Cheryl Burke from Dancing with the Stars? Yes. Okay, yeah. So she was on, right, kind of back in the day in the early years. Have you seen her recently? Her face and how she. Now, what do you think? Do you think it's just because she hasn't said anything that I've seen that said, "Oh, I've had some work done"? It's just that she's lost weight.
Yeah, she crossed the line with being losing too much. It's just she looks skinny. She's skinny.
I mean, she had such kind of a rounder face, and now it's just extremely narrow.
Yeah,
interesting. Oh my gosh. Traitors cast has come out, and we've got a pretty substantial group of housewives or Bravo celebrities.
It's only 4 housewives. It's super small. Like that's the smallest number that they've ever had.
Is it really? But there's other like Bravo people on there, isn't there?
Okay, so let me clarify. It's of the current housewives. I think there's only one that's actually on TV, and that's Portia. Which I could talk. She would definitely be on my list of somebody I'd want to talk to for 5 minutes. She's so funny and she's so quick. And then the rest of them are all like it's Lisa Rinna, Dorinda, because Dorinda got voted off, quit first last time, and she didn't really get a say, right? And then the one for Potomac, Candace,
right?
So it's not like there's any. I don't know if that's just because of conflict in scheduling, or I don't think I saw any eye candy on that list either. Did you?
No, not really.
I wasn't super impressed, honestly. I do think it's interesting they threw some big personalities in there, like the girl that hosts Top Chef, Kristen Kish.
Yeah, I saw that.
Even if you don't watch Top Chef, she's not easygoing. She doesn't seem like she's easygoing. So
Yeah. Yeah. I
we'll
thought it was
see.
a good lineup. I like that at least I'm familiar with some
There
of the
was a whole bunch.
people.
I think there's 23 people. There was a whole bunch of
It's a
people. I
lot.
didn't know who they were.
Mhm.
And then Travis Kelsey's mom.
That's right. Donna Kelsey. Oh my
What
gosh.
on earth is she? I mean, is she going to be doing like the running when something's like where they have to swim through the lake? How are they going to modify that? Tara Lipinski and Johnny Weir are going to be good TV. Johnny Weir is funny on anything
Oh
he's on.
yeah. I
Michael
love them.
Rappaport, I was like, get this man. I mean, if he doesn't take over for Andy, I don't know who else should besides Jerry O'Connell. Oh, Caroline Stanbury. She's not Dubai. I don't think is coming back,
No, it's not.
which is unfortunate because they were the only one that really had, full looks. But it's okay. It's okay. It still is a really fun show to watch. So I'm excited.
Yeah. Well, the Karen Reed case, so right, it's wrapped up. They're in deliberation. So as we record, there has not been a decision.
I didn't even see
I'm like
when
at
did
the
they
edge
go
of my
to
seat.
when did they go to deliberation? How long has it been?
I believe if I heard this correctly, they did start Friday afternoon.
Oh, so they did quick closing. I know though. I read last
Mhm.
time when the judge they did their closing arguments, the judge limited the defense and the prosecutor to 1 hour.
Mm.
So I would assume that, and it's the same judge, so I would assume they did the same thing. So if they're still debating today, then they're not going to convict her.
Yeah.
If they were going to convict her, they would have came right back with it.
Mhm.
I saw people posting online, and they really think it was conspiracy.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be so nice to just like something were to happen and just the full truth came out. There's just so many people involved. There's so
Yeah.
many weird things that it just seems like, how does this stay so contained? Just something's gotta give.
Because it's only one person that is keeping the secret, and that's her. I think she thinks she didn't do it. Even if she did do it, she does not believe she did.
Yeah, no, it's true. Well, I'm excited. They're, probably going to make a real juicy movie out of it. So that'll be a fun one. Um, so on a similar note, did you see, this is just happened the other week, Todd and Julie Chrisley were pardoned from jail. They were in for a few years, but they still had a few more years ahead of them for like tax evasion, wire fraud, financial crimes. So they've been pardoned. I gotta tell you, I don't want to see those people on TV anymore. I'm actually shocked that reruns are played on whether it's E. I think it's mostly on E, not so much Bravo, but not interested. I really, really uninterested in them.
I don't know what happened in their court case, but I can tell you that what you see on TV and who they actually are not the same thing.
Yeah. I've watched Savannah, the daughter. I think she's interesting, but Scott Wolf, you remember Scott Wolf from Party of Five? So, he's been married to, still married to his wife, Kelly, for a little over 20 years. They have 3 kids together. And there's she has some cell phone footage of her being detained by authorities. I think it's called a 5150, where she's claiming that Scott Wolf, the husband, was abusing her and was, I don't know what, kind of flipping out. And apparently her family is the one that called in the authorities to detain her into this 5150, which is like a medical, it's for her own safety.
Yeah.
And they put her in a hospital. She got checked into a hospital. She posted video photos of inside the hospital room saying that this was against her will, but that she's cooperating. It's all very bizarre. He did file for divorce from her, but just kind of a weird one. And she actually she had been on The Real World, I don't know, obviously many years ago. Yeah, kind of a strange one. I think we're going to hear more about that. Kind of weird.
For sure.
All right, let's move on to some reality TV. We got a lot to discuss. Exciting. The Real Housewives of Miami is back.
Yes.
And saw the premiere episode. What did you think?
I thought they knocked it out of the park. I mean, they came out of the gate and there was more than one of them in full Delulu mode. First of all,
Mm.
Alexia and Todd, and you can
Ugh.
see it. It really does bother me the way Bravo's been stacking their shows lately. It's bullshit. This one, and it's some of these they started recording in 2023, which is just it's so aged by the time they put it on now, and she's still hooking up with him.
Yeah, I was going to ask you because you're the expert on the what's happening real time. Is that they're still kind of together?
Why would you get a divorce? So you want to I take that as you want to either end the cohabitation or end the financial agreement. There's no other way to take
Mhm.
that. But you still want the benefits of that spouse. It's insane. But
Yeah.
then, I mean, and then
Yeah.
on top of it, you see, Larsa and the party for Jody. It was like, well, are we hearing each other talk? It was so crazy. But at least they had, whole glam on. Because that's what I expect.
Yes. Yeah, I know. I just it's such eye candy watching Miami. I love it
Yes.
because the city's so fun and sexy and the ladies are such a great reflection of the city and I
Yeah.
like that they have some true connection and friendships,
Yep.
relationships. All right, I just got to ask a question here. Okay, so Jody, who is Lisa Hochstein's boyfriend,
Mm-hmm.
right? They're just boyfriend girlfriend, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So his name's Jody, and did you see they had like a lit up sign?
Yes.
Is Jody short for something, but it was with a Y? Seems very like how if women name Jody with a Y. I
I
don't
mean,
know. I just think it's such a odd. I have a thing with men that have E at the end of their like whether if it's either initials, if you have an initial or your name, if you are a Bobby, Jody, Kenny, just something about it just doesn't sit right with
first of
me.
all, I mean, Jody must just be himself a short king because he doesn't look like he's much taller than Lisa. Lisa looks like she's
Mm,
pretty petite.
yeah.
Sometimes he'll be on screen and I'm like, oh my God, this guy's like smoking hot. And then he'll turn. He looks at the camera on him. Oh my God.
I know, yeah. He came out very strange. But then you saw this whole thing about the AC. They said, "Oh, let's go to
Yeah, and they
the
went
AC."
pretty hard online, stating that they were literally trying to just film off camera because his friends didn't want to be on camera. He actually
Mm,
weighed in himself.
okay.
I don't know if I believe that. I don't think that they would be that bold when they're mic'd up.
Right. Yeah, that seems a bit crazy. Yeah. Maybe, it's a good way to get some random attention.
But I also thought it was strange that they were in that fantastic house, but it had like doors like you were going to 7-Eleven, and then it was like on a main street. So I don't know if they were like renting that house or renting that place for the party.
The location, I thought it was at her apartment that she said she's renting or condo that she rents, but I couldn't quite tell. It was all, yeah, it was filmed very tight, so it was hard to
It
really
was,
tell. Okay, so then are you on the quarrel between Lisa and Larsa? Are you team Lisa, team Larsa? What do you think of that? Their beef about
without
Lisa and
knowing if
Jody.
Lisa lies, I would be Team Lisa. But if Lisa lies at all, then I would be Team Larsa. How about you?
When I was watching, I could see Lisa's point. However, of course, no, you can't control somebody,
Yeah.
but um, can she say to him, hey, Jody, we only know Marcus because of Larsa, and he's done her dirty. He's continuing to be a jerk. Let's just, do you need to like actually have us take selfies with him and be fully seen hanging out with him? No. If you're really the homies, do that behind the scenes privately. Somebody was bringing up the point that he's doing this for he's kind of a fame whore, which then wouldn't surprise me.
I mean, get Bethany on there now that she lives in Miami.
Right? Go Bethany. Oh my gosh. Love Hotel has concluded. So what did you think of the show kind of overall and who the ladies ended up with?
I just thought the whole thing was a complete and total train wreck from start to finish. I've heard other people say it like none of those women were there for a connection, which is pretty obvious. I don't know that they made real connections, even though Luann still does talk to James to this day. I mean, their picks. If you were we even at the same? You could tell that none of those three other ladies had connections with the people they picked. It was so bizarre. The host, I think, he's not really a positive person. He was on Andy, the things that he said online, that kind of taints it a little bit, knowing that it was poorly done.
Yeah, it just felt like a filler show to
Yeah.
keep us somewhat entertained while we're waiting for other shows to pop online.
We get the one glimpse of the guy picking a fight with Shannon where they go out and they're partying. I'm like, why are they not showing that part? That was such a cop out of Bravo. I
Yeah.
don't need to see them working out. I don't need to see them. It's just weird to me. Plus that that hotel's like in the middle of nowhere. It's like in the corridor all by itself. There's nothing next to it.
Yeah, well, I mean, clearly there was no one else there. I don't know
They
what
must have emptied out the pool when they
must
filmed.
have, yeah, just emptied out the whole place. Gosh.
I hope they
Yeah.
don't do another season.
Yeah, I wouldn't need another season of that unless they overhauled it somehow with some other components.
This episode of Heather's Do Vegas is proudly sponsored by Valley Girl Shop. Valley Girl Shop isn't just a brand, it's a whole vibe. Founded by a true San Fernando Valley native, Valley Girl celebrates the bold, confident spirit of Valley girls everywhere, from the Las Vegas Valley to Phoenix and LA. At Valley Girl Shop, you'll find more than just trendy clothes. You'll discover a full lifestyle. We're talking fun, expressive apparel, statement-making tumblers, sleek yoga mats, and must-have weekender tote bags that take you from brunch to beach in style. Whether you're repping your city or just living life with flair, Valley Girl has you covered. So wherever you are, poolside in Vegas, desert chic in Phoenix, or cruising the LA scene, embrace your inner Valley Girl. Let our collections inspire you to live boldly, dress confidently, and celebrate your unique vibe every day. Shop now at valleygirlshop.com. That's valleygirlshop.com.
So a show I think is good right now is The Valley.
Yes.
You're keeping up? Okay.
Yeah. Even though it's getting a pretty disastrous review, everyone's calling it dark. I mean, I've been following the gossip behind the scenes. They said that whatever they caught Jax doing on camera, that they won't let him record anymore, which so far has been true. And that happened to do when, I think before he went to rehab. They said that, Janet worked for Cameron Diaz. She was her assistant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I heard that.
Such an odd match. The word on the street is nobody wants to film with Janet and her husband anymore because of the way Janet calls everyone out. So they're probably not gonna re-sign them because it must be time to film again because historically Vanderpump and Valley filmed during the summer,
right?
And they don't want it to end up like Vanderpump where no one wants to record.
Exactly.
I sure don't need Tom and Tom on there.
Are you enjoying seeing Sheena and Lala pop in?
They're a fun added anytime.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see why they make more sense on there.
Yeah. I did hear Jasmine has quite the reality TV past. She's apparently been on a bunch of reality shows prior to The Valley.
I know The Bachelor, right?
Yeah, she'd been on The Bachelor, and there were a couple more I can't quite remember, but it's like, okay, girl, she's in her element.
At least she holds her opinion, but she's definitely not a soft cast member.
Yeah, no. All right. Well, and then Jax is coming back. I guess in the next episode here, he's going to be.
Is he though?
Back in the Valley. We're going to see he's out of his rehab facility, filming his crazy confessionals. Oh my gosh! Next Gen NYC. This is a fun show. It's kind of refreshing.
I really wanted to hate it. I mean, again, this was filmed like over a year ago, which just makes me mad. Especially when they're talking about, Kim Zolciak's daughter was talking about she gives her mom money. And they just recently kicked him out of that house finally. But they did a good job with the cast, and it's like an organic setup. And it's interesting to see what that, like the differences in that age group, what they value that we didn't value, or vice versa. Like, the whole get ready with me thing came out from that age group, and, there's social media from that age group. It's just different.
I know. Yeah, I completely just feel like a fly on the wall.
Even how they talk to each other.
Mm-hmm. I know.
Even what they get mad about.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it is a cool cast. I do like the mix of characters, some being the sons, daughters of reality stars, and then you kind of have these just
Look,
kind of
I could stand
randos.
Brooks on Real Housewives of Salt Lake, but now I just want to hang out with him all day.
Yeah, no, he does kind of come off as a fun character
Mm-hmm.
in this show. Yeah,
More
well,
authentic, I think.
yeah, when he's grown up too. I think when he, there's a lot of growing up between when we first saw him on Salt
I think
Lake
his
and
mom is
being a
delivered.
young adult. Well, yeah,
You can leave.
you can leave. I know, too funny. All right, and just like bad. I mean, and just like
Awful.
that,
I mean, did they even pay someone for scripts?
man.
Who wrote this? Who wrote this season? I'm still hung up on the fact that I don't understand why Carrie's hung up on Aiden.
Yeah, no, I can't either. She's not the Carrie that we
No,
knew and grew up with and love and just hold on, put on a pedestal. Certainly not in this season. No Carrie we know would be sleeping in the guest house.
no.
I mean, she'd be like,
She
no,
would have
ma'am.
left.
I would have hightailed it right back
I
to
would have
New
left
York.
at that. I would have been like, I hope an Uber comes this far, even though they probably don't. It's just so, it's like they put too much effort on the clothes and not enough effort on the script.
I know.
Even Miranda doesn't seem like herself.
I know, true. And she actually has the most substantial storyline of all of them at this point. I mean, Charlotte, I can't even deal with Charlotte and Harry. I mean, could they make these two more of
Unbelievable.
bumbling
Yeah.
morons? It's just, it's insulting. It really is.
The two smartest characters, they give them a storyline about going out late and picking up fights with other dogs and their poop. They did say that they're making a ploy for, it's the first age group where they've really showed women with long hair, so they're cutting it off, which I like. But Carrie would not pine over Aiden, and her friend, the real estate agent, she would not break up with that producer. That made no sense either.
I know. I left her with that guy. I thought that was
She
one
did
of the
not
most fun couples.
She's not that lady that needs that 24/7 boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, and then to set her up with a dating coach and you'd be like, you need to change. It was, I don't know.
I know.
It's just I think everyone's saying it's really bad. This is probably...
this last episode, I actually watched half of it and I was starting to get a little drowsy and I turned it off. I never thought in a million years I would ever, I mean, that's one of those shows where you are going to watch that from start to finish and, be loving it. And I had to go back and finish watching it the other night. That was shocking for me. Shocking. Oh, well. Well, on a better show, I think out there right now is Hacks. Have you been watching that?
Yeah, it ended. It kind of redeemed itself. It was just weird that they had such a fight for so many episodes, which doesn't really align with the characters. I can't see that. I couldn't really see Deborah firing her when she had, really come through for her the past like 3 years. For her to fire her like that, and then for her to get work that hard and get that far to get that TV show and quit.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So I think still a great show, one of the better things out there. But what I felt this season versus the previous seasons were that it was still the great show with the great characters, great acting, but exaggerated. It was like they just kind of took it a little over the top to the point where it's like, well, this isn't like quite, what I remember these folks being in the last 2 seasons. It's like just this amped up version of all of them.
But I am going to make a fan page for Deborah Vance's earrings.
Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. And the character that plays the Vegas mayor and that whole storyline, oh my goodness. That was, I didn't know whether to like cheer or, cry in a pillow for poor Vegas. That was entertaining. It was kind of funny though, but at any rate. All right. Did you know Vegas turned 120?
No, I did not.
No. Where's the party? I mean, do we have to do everything around
here?
here?
PR people. Oh my God.
I know. My God.
They should have 120 degrees when we turned 120 day.
Yeah, I mean, the Heathers have to do everything around here. I'm telling you.
Pretty much.
Shit. God damn. Now we got to throw a birthday party. All right. Add that to the list. And I thought this is cool. So, Bel Air, the Bel Air Backyard concert series over at Durango Station. I mean, it's been going on now for a few weeks. This is not new news, but I thought that was really cool. I think it's still
Yeah,
going
it
on
is.
for the summer. So, I mean, check that out. I didn't see anybody that I was interested in seeing, but maybe next season they'll have some
Have a
some
bigger
other
budget.
folks. Yeah, right. Bigger budget, marketing budget. Yes. Oh my gosh. All right. So we're excited that BravoCon is definitely coming back in November to Vegas. So we'll be boots on the ground for you and getting photos and slapping backs and
Trying to
buying stupid merch.
trying to stay out of trouble and not lose anything this time.
We're going to end up with, an Amanda bikini. We're going to end up with some
Right.
Loverboy. We're going to end up with, God knows, whatever they're selling, we're buying.
I haven't seen Loverboy for sale at the store
So
still.
get your Apple Pay ready.
I need a Brooke Smarts jumpsuit.
Oh, yes. There we go. We should just go in one. That would be hilarious.
But I don't need no Paige pajamas for $200. She just came out in PJs for $200.
Oh my goodness, that girl. She's got expensive taste. And then just a fun shout out to Cassie Beach. Had a fun time there. I highly recommend if you get a cabana, you just have to do a 500 food and beverage spend, so they don't charge you for the cabana. You just order food and drinks, and it goes right to it. And their cabanas are actually pretty nice. And they did redo that whole area. They created a cutie little entrance. The upholsteries and just everything has been remodeled, updated. So check that out. And the music was great. They had a really nice
Wow.
music vibe going on the whole time. So highly recommend Cassie
Nice.
Beach for your pool day for the summer. So that's all for us. Make sure you guys check us out on Instagram and TikTok. We're at Heather's Do Vegas and on YouTube.
Follow us, give us a like, give us a comment. We want to hear what's going on with you. You like the Vegas weather. It's too cold inside.
All right, guys. Well, until next time, don't do anything
We wouldn't do.
we wouldn't do.